Senior and also she's done what never her great relative. I'll get to the bird on the cage. Let's look at it. In one night, get problem. But they know the stone, you never problem the problem because the kidney to tell you, oh, I'm right down to that one of the things. Yeah, it goes slow, but I do that. That's what way it is. Yes. But it's not. Some shit's doing the out years. You know, so you never talk to me on the right council. Especially just once for something like her. And she lives in Los Angeles. I got her recently. It's in years. Pretty now, started in the authority, started a lot of. I said, it's an apple on the phone. 6 years ago, so that will not return to the present.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the February 21st, 2025 meeting of Beavercreek Rotary Club. There is a sign-up sheet on this table over here, and I've asked that people fill it out because we need greeters coming up with the end of this year. And so please sign up if you would, pass around all the other tables. Don't let it sit on one table, please. Also on your tables, there is a form. So if you're interested in being invited to some of the veterans events that our speaker holds, and she will be having a raffle or picking a prize, picking somebody's name to give a prize to, so that I encourage you to fill that out. I've actually been to a couple of them, and they do a really nice job. I'd like to thank our greeters, Josh Eisen and Greta Costa. Eric Marcus has abandoned us and gone to Mexico. So Chris has stepped in to do the ticket master. Beth Hanworker for everything she does to get us set up.
Thanks.
Appreciate that. Pete Bales, Mark Weinstein, and Mike Zwick for the great programs. And Jim Gundel for the website. Danny, before we do this invocation, please.
Thank you. Well, good afternoon. Could you join me in prayer? So, Holy Creator, thank you for the blessings of this life. The chance to be here this morning with friends and business associates. Thank you for our safe arrival, for this meal, and for our guests. Help us make us productive use of our time together here at Rotary and each of the cities where we find ourselves today. Grant us wisdom, peace, and a sense of gratitude for the many opportunities and possessions we have. Amen.
Thank you, Danny. Secretary's report, Joe Jenkins.
All right, so we're at 57%. We have a couple guests. Beth, you go first. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna go.
I have Kenzie Blair. She is one of our research analysts at Jane. She's wanting to join. So this is her second meeting.
Sure.
Then Jen.
I've got Abby here with me today, and I brought Jack wherever he's hanging out at.
It's good to see you, Jack. Anything else? Joe, anything else? That's good. Sorry. Sergeant at Arms, Chris Hadley. Let's not get carried away.
Yeah. Explain Joe, get ready, jump.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, fellow Rotarians, and hello again to our future Rotarians, Kenzie and Greta, along with our long-term guest, Abby. And welcome again to the February 21st meeting of the Rotary Club of Beavercreek, and happy National Boiled Peanut Day. And I just learned that this is actually one of America's oldest snacks, and it was once called Goober peas. So if you're needing a snack this weekend, go boil some peanuts. We've got some birthdays and anniversaries coming up. Jim Gundel will be celebrating his birthday tomorrow. Member anniversaries, it says this person has 8 years, of being a member with us, but last I heard, he was a new member. We have Stephen Brown celebrating his anniversary on the 24th. And then Dave Dunst will be celebrating 16 years on the 27th. Moving on to some good things that happened this day in history. Jean Calment was born in France this day in 1875. What makes her birth so special is she went to live for more than 122 years, making her the longest confirmed human lifespan in history. 1885, the newly completed Washington Monument was dedicated. 1925, the New Yorker published its first issue as a sophisticated humor magazine, and then soon began featuring serious fiction and journalism, which I believe makes them the originator of fake news. 1947, which this sounds like fake news, the first successful flying car made its maiden flight. Moving on to 1970, the Jackson Five were introduced to the nation with their first appearance on American Bandstand. And I think everybody over the age of 35 should know what song Michael Jackson sung on that day. Maybe. Beat it. No? I Want You Back. Oh. Now, the Jackson Five did do the ABC, but I Want You Back, Michael's claim to fame as he went solo on that and apparently won the hearts of America. And then 1948, the National Association for Stock Car Auto Racing was established over in Daytona Beach, which we all know as NASCAR Day, and Daytona Beach being one of their largest races every year. Now moving on to some fun things to celebrate. Starting tomorrow, you can celebrate National Margarita Day, along with National Walking the Dog Day, which this will be my disclaimer to please walk your dog responsibly. Sunday is going to be National Hospitality Workers Appreciation Day. And then also you can celebrate National Tootsie Roll Day, which this is celebrating the candy, not the dance, which is definitely a good thing for me. Monday is World Bartender Day, which I believe we can all agree that a great bartender is pretty much a therapist with a great drink selection. And Monday is also National Trading Card Day. So some fun facts about some trading cards here. In 1998, or recently, a 1998 Pikachu card sold for just $5.275 million. In 2022, a Mickey Mantle card sold for $12.6 million. And for any of you that are looking to get rich with trading cards, let me share this story with you. In November of 2021, a Daniel Jones football rookie card sold for $3,050. 13 months later, that exact same card sold for $23.10. And for you data lovers, that is a 99.24% decrease in value. Moving on to Tuesday, we have National Clam Chowder Day. Also, Let's All Eat Right Day. And if you want to eat right, not do all the work, I suggest checking out Clean Eats, as I experienced them this weekend, and it was freaking delicious and healthy, which sounds like an oxymoron. Wednesday is National Set a Good Example Day. And to go along with that is also Inconvenience Yourself Day, which is all about paying it forward and shining some light on a person's day. And then Thursday, ironically, going back to trading cards, we have National Pokemon Day and National Chili Day. If you're looking for some things to do this upcoming week, Wednesday, if there's anybody in here that's a fan of bourbon, our friends at the Chamber will be hosting the Bourbon Conversation at Cold Beer Cheeseburger Bar and Grill at 5:30. And then on Thursday, and I'm assuming this is why Paul Otten is not here, he and others will be hosting the Bond Information Community Forum at Main Elementary at 6 o'clock. Moving on to some Beavercreek student awesomeness. The VHS National Honor Society held its annual Super Bowl food drive this past weekend, collecting over 200 bags and several boxes of non-perishable goods for Feed the Creek. And then also, if you wear blazers and you want a one-of-a-kind custom Beavercreek High School blazer, you can order one now through May for just $225. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't wear a lot of black dress clothes, but after seeing this, I may be changing that and getting that jacket because it's pretty sweet looking. Moving on to some sports, we had the women's varsity basketball team unfortunately losing in the OHSAA district semifinals. The women's, or both men and women's swim and dive team will be competing this weekend at the OHSAA state championship. We have 3 individual qualifiers, one of them being the number 1 seed in the 500 meter. We also have the men's 200 meter or 200 medley relay and the women's 400 free relay competing and hopefully dominating that state championship. We also recently had the wrestling G-Walk championship where we had 1 first place finisher, 2 third places, and 4 fourth places. The varsity girls bowling team, I think we've all are come to realize they are pretty freaking phenomenal. At the 08 SA sectional, they finished 2nd place out of 24 teams, advancing 2 districts. And then the boys varsity team finished 1st place out of 27 teams and going to districts as well. And that will be at Beavercreek Bowl coming up here soon. Now to our favorite part, today's fines. If you are not wearing your badge, that will be $1. If you're late, I didn't see anybody, so this will be Boy and Girl Scouts honor, that's $1. If you have never played Pokemon, that's going to be $1. If you've never been to a chili cook-off, that'll be $1. And I'm interested to see who will be doing this one. If you've ever walked a dog while drinking a margarita, that'll be $1. And it's all rounds.
Thank you, Chris. I think $100. Nobody's happy. There we go, David.
I will give a happy buck to see Jack Henderson here today.
Randy.
Okay, I'll do a shameless plug. My girls are dancing at the Celtic Movements. It's a great time, Irish dancing, everything like that. It's next weekend, March 1st at Beavercreek High School Auditorium, 6:30. Shameless plug. So see me for tickets if you're interested. Again, great time and appreciate it. Good time.
Anyone else? Irish Jack, happy bucks. Jack.
Well, I'm happy to be here and Shannon was kind enough to drive me out. It's the old age where I'm not allowed to drive anymore, so it's good to be here.
Well, we're certainly glad you're here. David.
This is kind of sarcastic in a way. The guy that's in the pole position in Daytona 500, a tradition is to get up and bump the pace car. The pace car was a presidential limit. Donald Trump, and there were 2 SUVs behind him. So I'm kind of glad he didn't do the stupid thing he's got to bump him. Because he probably would have been obliterated.
That's a curious heavy weapons in that.
Bump in the face.
Mary's mailing list of all veterans events. He's gonna be coming around.
Yeah, those forms are on the table. If you fill one out, put it in that green bucket, and she's going to draw and give out a prize to when she draws. Check.
Speak now or forever hold your peace. If you have any sophomores or juniors that you want to see go to RILA, let me know today. Otherwise, I'm going to fill those spots. So, your lunch, Shannon. Appreciate it.
Contact you already on channel.
Take a drawing. After the proceeds of this, we'll go to our Christmas basket program. And I think we're looking at 10 o'clock, as I recall. The number is 653 542. That's one of those.
10 o'clock. It's not very.
Oh,
Yards.
what? Well, not today. We'll be high. That's all right. All right, announcements, anything for the good of the club? I do have one, we're a little past time to do this. We have to vote on a new board for the next year, and we will be doing that on the first Monday in March. So if you're interested, and have not been contacted yet, would like to be a part of that, talk to David Brandenburg or myself and let us know before that. We will have that voted. I think it's March 6th or March 7th. The date is for the first meeting in March. Time for our speaker. And I have some personal relationship with her. She asked me to speak at one of her events last year at the museum. But Mary Montgomery is the founder of InvitaVet Foundation, and she's excited to share an incredible organization dedicated to celebrating veterans. InvitaVet Foundation is a not-for-profit organization that honors veterans and their families by providing complimentary dinners and entertainment. Marion founded the organization in 2015, and through her efforts, she has impacted thousands of veterans. Beyond celebration, Marion actively advocates for veterans' benefits by connecting them with essential resources. She collaborates with organizations like the Dayton VA to help veterans register for benefits, Montgomery County Veterans Services for additional support, and Montgomery County Recorder's Office to assist veterans in obtaining their veterans ID. Variants Each One Teach One talks provide a platform for veterans to share their stories and engage with inspiring speakers. Past speakers have included Eugene Saunders, Dr. Cassie Barlow, Dr. Shackelford, John Adams, among others. Mary's dedication has earned her a nomination for the Remarkable Women Award by WTTN, recognizing her outstanding service through InvitaVet Foundation. In addition to her work with the foundation, Marion serves as Vice President of BC Title Trust and is an ordained minister. She's been married for 46 years and is a proud mother of 3, grandmother of 5, a pet parent to her beloved fur baby Sydney, and in her free time she enjoys glamping in her motorhome with her husband and embracing new learning opportunities. Please welcome Mary Montgomery.
Thank you, Don. Appreciate it. All right. So, who are our veterans in the room? Okay, could everyone else stand up so we can give them a round of applause? And Beth is going to go around and give you your veteran pin. So, okay. Then,
That way everybody said exactly.
your veterans?
Yeah, there.
All right.
She knows who
And you look wonderful. So I'm gonna take a look.
He does.
He has apologized. So thank you.
Same on good news.
Who's taking forever?
No.
Not for you. Easy, I'm happy, right?
That we can talk to him really. What can we do? It's a lot for it. For the animal.
Did everybody get one? Okay. All right. Okay, another thing. All right, a quick trivia question real quick. What was the first branch that was established? What branch was the first to be established?
Coast Guard Base Marine Corps.
National Guard. 1636. What was the next 3 branches that was established? Do I hear Marine? Navy and Army. 1775. All right, so I want to go ahead and play a radio interview that Jerry Kennedy from WYSO before I get started. So you can go ahead, Ben.
Grocery store and leads us to a woman whose work with veterans grew out of the relationship she had with her father. Inside a Huber Heights restaurant, a handful of men and women are gathered, listening to the woman who brought them together.
I didn't hear you.
This Each One Teach One meeting is a regular event for InvitaVet Foundation, the nonprofit Marion Montgomery started in 2015. Much of InvitaVet's mission is to celebrate and help veterans who may find themselves isolated from their peers after their military service. The foundation also tries to help veterans tell their stories. It's the story of one veteran in particular that inspired its founding.
So I didn't really find out too much about her dad. So until he passed on in 2014.
Montgomery describes a father that came home after the Vietnam War, never talking about it, but sharing from the experiences that other Vietnam veterans faced, like high divorce rates.
And they didn't talk about it. And when I talked to some of the veterans who may have been around that era, they still tear up about what they experienced, which is sad. And so what I want to do is have a safe place for them to engage with other veterans to help with that. You know, I'm not a therapist, I'm not a doctor or anything like that. You know, it's a daughter of a military veteran.
While her dad left when she was just 7, Montgomery says she reconnected with him once she married, and they had a close relationship for the next 40 years. When he died in 2014, as the executor of his estate, she found a scrapbook her dad kept containing photographs, letters, and other items from his military life.
You know, just there was a certificate of appreciation that was from the president. That's when he retired in 72. This is him getting awards several times, you know, just different things from commanders and colonels and letters of appreciation and his certificate. And this is a letter that came from I guess a school in Oklahoma to him from a 6th grade student to say thank you.
And so to say thank you to as many veterans as she can, Montgomery began the InvitaVet Foundation to provide year-round entertainment, dining, and cultural outings for those who have served.
Al Herman. I was in the military for 11 years. I was in the Air Force, 8 years here in Wright Pat. And I think what Marion's doing with InvitaVet is very encouraging, because most people don't understand the vet culture or understand what's going on with vets. And what she does makes me feel like people actually do care about veterans.
My name is Elena Bishop. I was a Master at Arms in the United States Navy from 2002 to 2004 when I got hurt. When I got out of the military, it was difficult for me to kind of find my way. And now that I'm in substance abuse recovery, I met Marion through church. She came to my church to hear me sing, and now I'm on her executive board. So she really does give me a little bit of purpose and a little bit of a push in getting things done for her.
Bob Wiggum, US Navy, 6 years, 2 years active, 4 years reserves. What Miriam is doing is unheralded, and it should be heralded, because it's a good service, and it would be nice to have more people aware of what she's trying to do.
Marion's biggest supporter is probably her husband, Richard.
I'm so proud of his wife, Mary, getting involved and starting this foundation for the vets. After watching his passion, his fire for it, and seeing how well it's going, and veterans are very much enjoying it, and the support that we're getting from around the community is so awesome to see it.
Marion Montgomery has other causes that she's advocating for, including raising awareness of the importance of estate and end-of-life planning. It's another cause inspired by her experience with her father's passing. As for InvitaVet Foundation, she plans to apply for a 501c19 status and join other tax-exempt organizations serving veterans. I had to ask what it is within her that calls her to this work.
It's funny, it's like, don't ask God for something that you really don't want to do. And years ago, I asked God, I wanted to be an advocate for something. It's just a drive that I have. So my purpose is to celebrate, and my mission is to help them tell their stories.
For Bulletin Board Diaries on WYSO, I'm Jerry Kenny.
So that interview was, back in 2023, that, Jerry Kennedy did. You know, post veterans encounter is a silent battle. Many fight along after their service ends. And to the physical disabilities many veterans endure, and it's clear that the need for comprehensive support is greater than ever. InvitaVet recognizes these struggles. Our programs focus on providing opportunities for veterans to share their stories, connect with others who understand, and find pathways of healing. Whether it's organizing community events, providing resources, or simply creating a space where veterans feel valued and understand, our goal is to be a steady source of resources, such as getting your veteran ID cards, was providing resources to sign up for your veteran benefits. It is at the core, InvitaVet is about connections. We believe no veteran should ever feel forgotten or left behind. We organize events that bring veterans and community members together, fostering understanding and camaraderie. From luncheons and fundraisers, these moments help bridge the gap between those served and the community they protect. We ensure veterans are recognized for your sacrifices, or simply inviting them to share their stories. We prioritize honor and respect. Veterans often face complex challenges navigating benefits, accessing mental health resources, or finding support for disabilities. InvitaVet works to connect veterans with these vital resources. Our educational outreach, our Each One Teach One talks, help communities, especially younger generations, through our high school junior ROTC, help understand the realities of war and the toll it takes, and the importance of standing by our veterans when they return home. Today, I ask each of you to join me in this mission. Together, we can ensure every veteran, whether or not you served through the Vietnam War, Gulf War, Iraq, Afghanistan, or elsewhere, knows their service is appreciated and their sacrifice will never be forgotten. If you are interested in getting involved, there are many ways to help. From volunteering to spreading the word about our programs, every action makes a difference. Let me remind you of something we all know in our hearts, that no one understands a veteran like another veteran. Your voice, your support, and your stories have powerful healing, inspire, and changes lives. My dad didn't talk about his service time, but through my organization, I have basically found what he experienced when he served during the Korean and Vietnam War. Thank you again for your service, sacrifice, and your continued commitment to making our communities and our country a better place to serve for veterans. Together, let's honor the past, serve the present, and build a brighter future for all who have worn the uniform. Now, I do have some upcoming events. So we are celebrating our 10th anniversary. Our first celebration was in 2015. So 2015 was our first celebration. And we had planned on 40 people to come to the event. And 80 came. And our second celebration, I see Ed and Fran out there. They came to the Packard Museum And that was our second gala, and that was at the Packard Museum. And we were planning for 180, and 220 came. So last year was our gala, and it was at the Air Force Museum. And Fran and Ed was there again, which is great. And also Don, thank you so much. Okay, so this is our mission statement: to provide a holistic support network for military veterans through informative talks, complimentary dinners, entertainment, and community engagement. Empower veterans with knowledge, resources, connection necessary for a fulfilling post-military life. We always have the national anthem played at our events. And we always have a missing soldier table. We just had our mind wellness breakfast. We always have that in February. And we had about 70 veterans that come out to that. So we have our therapist from Stone Mountain, Georgia, who's very engaging. So that was a great event too. Down at the corner, you see like a little basket there, so that is going to be one of our bourbon baskets that will be at our 10th anniversary. One of our silent auction items. So right here is what we did last year. These are some of the photos from last year. So like last year in February, we always do the mind wellness. I attend different veteran breakfasts. These guys are from Rowing Thunder. Have you ever heard of Rowing Thunder? Yeah. And then there's a breakfast at the Longhorn on the first Saturday of the month on Miller Lane. And then I had Archers at the end of the month. I think it's tomorrow. And then partnerships, we have partnerships with different American Legion and VFW. This is Commander Paul. He's from American Legion Post 200. These are at some of our Each One Teach One talks. This is my dad right here. And so funny story, when my dad gave me his car, he gave me his 1978 Cadillac Seville. And he said, "What are you gonna do with it?" And I said, "Show it." Never thought I was gonna have a car show, right? So, so this is one of our pictures from our car show. So we do an annual car show. And another quick story about that. So the first time I had our car show back in 2023, I got a phone call from Cincinnati. I don't know if it's maybe one of you in here, no. But I got a phone call and they wanted to know when was the trophy ceremony. Now this was my first year, 2023. And I said, trophy ceremony? I'm like, I'm giving out trophies. Like, and so he gave me an earful for half an hour. And I told my husband, I said, I think we're going to have to get something. So I went on to Amazon and I got first, second, and third. And someone's like, okay. So the next time I said, I am going to meet with some guys who actually do car shows. So I had a meeting with them and they said, well, Marion, you have to have trophies. You have to have dash tags and you have to have swag bags. And I'm like, are you serious? And they're like, yeah. And so they're like, we'll swag bags and I'll pay for the dash tags, but this is what you're gonna have. And you know what I did this year or last year in December? I ordered all the trophies, the swag bag, and the dash tags. So they're in. So we're giving 10 top winners or showstoppers. And we have a best in show, unique show. So yeah, we're probably gonna give away 20 trophies this year. So if you have a car, make sure that you bring it to our upcoming event. We also have, resources that we do. So we partnered, last year with, Montgomery County, Recorder, who brings out the, VA, machine to do your VA cards. All you need is your DD 214. So when you come. And then also I, participate in other organizations. So this was at the Patriot Salute. This guy right here, he was so funny. And I was giving out aviator glasses. So he was with his aide and he was cussing his aide out. And I'm like, I said, would you like a pair of aviator glasses? He said, what's that? So I said, do you mind if I put them on you? And look at that big old smile. Look at that smile. So these are pictures from our biennial gala that was at the Air Force Museum. Some more pictures down here. And this is a picture from our VA veteran luncheon. And so our veteran luncheon last year was at the Patterson House. And it's going to be, because they already put dibs on it for this year. So they're like, no, we want to have it this year again at the Patterson House. And Don was so gracious to speak there too. All right, so this is another picture from the gala. We had like 250 that we were honored to serve. Okay, so this is some events that are coming up. We are celebrating our 10th anniversary, and that is April the 26th. Everybody has a cell phone, right? If you Google Invited Vet Foundation, it'll take you to our website. And you can go on our website on the service page, and all the events are there. So for the ladies, we have coming up, and I'm so blessed because Concerned Veterans for America is sponsoring my 10th anniversary, the whole thing. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And with that also, we were nominated, our organization, myself, was nominated by WTTN to be the remarkable woman. So also my organization, Invited Vet, is being recognized there too. So that is going to be at 10 o'clock, and it's derby hats, pearls, and gloves. Ladies, did we like to wear it? Yeah. So definitely sign up for that, and it's free. I can give out free tickets now. So, and then the evening, come back, and we are doing a Roaring 20s. And that is at my son's event center, which is in Inglewood. And that's at 5 o'clock. And so if you like bourbon tasting, we'll have a bourbon tasting by, have you heard of Freedom Whiskey? Yes, no, yes. So Freedom Whiskey is another company, a person who actually started, the veteran who actually started that, he was a Marine veteran. And he started Freedom Whiskey, I think, in 2017. He suffered from PTSD and he committed suicide. So his wife, Krista Hollingsworth, is running that for the company now. And she's going to be doing the bourbon tasting. So definitely come out for that. All right. We have Rena Spears. She's going to be singing, and we have entertainer Jimmy Butler. If you came to the gala last year, he did some card tricks, so he's going to be doing his card tricks. And then this is our car show, June the 7th. So who has cars that they want to show off? Nobody who likes coming to car shows. Who else? Yes, definitely come to our car show. It's not just about cars. The Shriner is, I'm speaking with them about bringing their little cars out to parade around. Okay, so we don't just do celebrations, we also have workshops. And so if you have ever participated in the USO for an active duty, we are that for veterans. Okay? All right. Anyone participate in the VFWs or American Legions here? So we're having a battle of the band, a battle of the post. And so we're calling all VFW and American Legion, we're only taking 5 of each for our chili cook-off. And that's also going to be our mom sale too. So we'll have our moms, normally do an annual mom sale. So we're doing both at that time. Okay, and again, our Veteran Day luncheon is November the 11th at the Patterson. And that is it. Did everyone get a chance to fill out, or did you want to fill out? Your, you have a pen that you need? Do you need a pen here, or do you want to fill that out, or? So while he's doing that, anyone have any questions for me? Yes, Beth.
I'm sorry, but I think I missed this. Tell me a little bit more about the teach one, or what?
Each one talks. So the each one talks is a time for veterans to come together. We had that over at the TJ Chumps at Huber Heights. And it's a time for, dinner, and then veterans come together and kind of just tell what other veterans might not know. And then we will have a guest speaker. So we've had Eugene Saunders from Congressman Turner's office to talk about constituent services. Dr. Cassie Barlow was there talking about vets moving forward. And we've had Dr. Shackleford there, and she spoke about VA benefits and also mental wellness. We've had Dr. Carol Pruitt. So basically it's a time where we had guest speakers to come in and speak about a topic. And then, like if a veteran might have some information, maybe another veteran doesn't know. Benefits that they might have received or something like that. So it's a time for them to come and just camaraderie. It's just a great time to fellowship. So how that came about, I'm glad you asked. So I'm also real estate. So my 9-to-5 job is real estate. So I had a closing with a gentleman, and he was kind of here, there, and everywhere. So finally, his wife, who soon to be going to be his ex-wife, she came and signed her documents and left. Then he came in the conference room, and he apologized for his behavior. And I said, "Oh, that's okay." And he told me that he suffered from PTSD. Well, at that time, I didn't understand what that meant. And so I said, "Oh, okay." And so then he told me that he was a veteran. And I said, "Oh, my dad is too." I said, "My dad served 20 years in the Air Force." And he said, "Oh, I did too." So we started having a camaraderie, right? So we had something in common. So he wanted to know what my dad did. And so I said, "Well, I think his last duty was he was Air Force police." And he said, "I was too." That's probably where he got his rank. So he was Staff Sergeant Richard L. Webster. So he asked me, did he go to California or it's either California, Texas, wherever. And so he started basically kind of walking me through, what my dad experienced when he was, in the service. And I said, oh, wow. And so then I said, "Man, and the more we were talking, the more calmer he got. And so I said, that sounds like a great idea to have a talk, an opportunity for veterans to come together. And I just named it each one, each one. So each one can, help each other, with what you don't know. Did you know? Any other questions? So I bet you want to know how this actually came about besides my dad paying a tribute to my dad, right? So my dad was in Texas, and before he passed, he was in a nursing home. And so we had a bank account together. And so when he passed, and I have siblings. And so we were kind of estranged at that time. And so we had a bank account together, and I needed to close the bank account. And I didn't want to use the bank account on myself. And just so they could have something else to argue about, right? So I said, well, what would Dad want me to do with this money? And so I just asked God, I'm like, what do you think Dad would want? So Dad never been a stranger. He loved entertainment. He loved to dance. And I said, well, I have a celebration. And I'll invite veterans from the VA and my cousin, she's a veteran, so she was my MC. I invited the retired band of flight to be the band, and other dignitaries were there. And so then I asked God, what should I name it? What should I name the celebration? And God said, invite a vet. And I said, well, that sounds good. And so then, so it started out as a tribute to my dad. And now it has taken on its own journey. So what we do, we want to just make sure that you are not forgotten, that we celebrate you, and we provide resources.
What's the structure of like the board and all of that stuff?
So I did have a board. My board left me. So how it's structured is that for the 501c3, it is through the Dayton Foundation. So you can, if you can give through the Dayton Foundation to the Staff Sergeant Richard L. Webster Memorial Fund, and that's E017, or you can give through Invite Event, in which we are a not-for-profit organization. So I have two structures. So like I said, I did have a board. They were realtors. Not Greta. But they kind of had their own, they were either not coming to the meetings or not coming to the meeting. So my husband is my executive director, and I do have a treasurer, and her name is Tanya Strickland for Coal too. So that's how we're starting. And so I kind of, but so what we do now, we ask for volunteers. So each event that we have a volunteer list that we go through, and we'll just ask, and people will want to volunteer, just like Greta. She's going to be our roulette building. So at the Monte Carlo night, she's going to be our roulette girl, which turn the wheel. So that's what we do. We just kind of ask if someone wants to volunteer for a certain event, and they normally do. We normally don't have a problem getting volunteers. But if you want to volunteer, we always are looking. Yeah. So do we have people already? Yeah. Okay. And is it 10 over there? Okay, great. So if you want to go ahead and pull from that and well, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you there. Yeah. All right, and it is Hannah. Is it? Thank you. Is she okay? Be a volunteer? Yay! Thank you very much. Thank you.
As always, we do a book dedication, and it's kind of appropriate. Beth, you've done an amazing job matching these outdoor speakers. It's called Code of Honor. Yeah, Aaron's already signed it. We'll go in the library today or tomorrow. Well, they do end up there. They do end up. Next week's speaker is John McCants. He's the Employer Support Guard Reserve. He's gonna have an interesting talk. I've been involved with that a little bit too. So actually, he got me a ride on the KC-135 once, so that was kind of a cool experience. Our greatest next week, Charles Curran and question mark. Someone to be determined later. So hopefully someone will step up and help Charles next week. Keep an eye out for any upcoming programs, beavercreekrotary.org.com or the Facebook. Anything else for good and loving? Please stand, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the great law, stands behind. So, have a great weekend. Have a good weekend. Thank you. That's a full
There.
Yeah, here's myself.
Oh, could you take one with my
Yeah.
Special wedding.
Oh,
Push the button.
yeah, that's a good.
Yeah. God bless you, and you're back, what's your trying? No. What are you doing? Think you're better, you guys didn't say we can't fans, okay, but either, you need to talk about some, or say, they are like 2 days later. We're nice. Garlic, not my actually, very sure, right, don't keep it, it's something to them, you get it, something advice. Okay. Sure, again, everybody. Okay. And we're not gonna say we're loving in the budget, and sure, it's gonna take us that work. Yeah, sure. Good for what you know. Yeah, and whatever you. Yes, you really got to. So you're okay. You know, they have this, hey, well, so there's a regular to my house yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I was there. Yeah. How do you turn that back on? Or you do? It's not personally. You're talking about why you're to show you. I got it. So, yeah. So, yeah. Oh, my God. Or just the people who have the camera right. Well, oh, computers are just too. Yeah, let me know when you. So.